Hi. There are like 25 people watching. I thought I'd get like 10 if I was lucky. I'm really astounded how many people turned out for this. Like, I wasn't expecting it at all. Hello, subjects. It's me, Dr. Vivi. I'm suddenly blanking on what I was gonna say after that. So welcome to my debut stream. Let's just start by talking a little bit about me. I'm a real-life computer engineer and pursuing a biochemistry PhD. And I really like science and discussing it. Just in general, especially in the context of hard science fiction. I should actually turn down my BGM now that I'm talking. Yeah, I noticed right before y'all started pointing it out. Anyways, my plan for my content is, in terms of video games, I plan to focus on strategy and management games, especially sci-fi ones and ones that let me talk about the science involved. But other than that, I also have plenty of plans for more abstract science-focused streams. Like, I plan to find out where I left my good compound microscope and do microscopy streams. There's a river near where I live, and I was gonna go get some moss samples to find tardigrades in. Stuff like that. Also miniature painting and Gunpla stuff. Speaking of Gunpla, something very relevant to the game I'm going to be playing today. I've been like a mecha sci-fi anime fan for like as long as I can remember. I spent a lot of time as a kid watching classic sci-fi anime, and that happened to include Gundam. And I have watched nearly every single Gundam series, which is impressive because there's like 50 now. I've watched Macross. I watched the American Robotech version of Macross and the actual Macross. Mecha's great. Yeah. Mecha is fantastic, and I feel like it's a lot underrated in the Western sci-fi community. There's both some silly arguments about how mechs aren't, like, feasible on the battlefield. I'll, like, concede that outside of very specific circumstances that can be used in a narrative to justify the presence of mecha. There's, like, mechs aren't necessarily that practical as weapons, but in terms of their physical feasibility, most of the arguments against that are very silly. Like the ones that mechs are too big to support their own weight with, like, how big they are. Hey, you know what's the same size as the RX-76 Gundam? Or is it RX-75? I don't remember the exact number. The fucking F-35. Which can support itself on tiny, dinky little landing gear. RX-78. Thank you. Thank you, Argentum Broads. Yeah. But like, you can absolutely make a mech that can support itself. There's nothing actually stopping you from making a mech. I can say there's like one very specific scenario I have in mind for where mecha immediately become justified on the battlefield, and that is if particle weaponry is deployed in terrestrial environments, because particle weaponry is both hilariously effective, it just straight up ignores most armor. It will both put energy into a target more efficiently than a laser and ignore the first however many centimeters of armor and deposit it inside the target. But it also just irradiates everything when you fire it, because a particle cannon, what it's doing is it's firing individual ionized particles at a significant fraction of the speed of light. And what we usually call that when it occurs naturally is particle radiation, because they will ionize things they come into contact with and cause subatomic reactions. No. DJ fail. With lasers, don't they cook off surface material, which creates a cloud that diffuses the laser? No. I'd have to like go into a deeper explanation of pulsed lasers and how they'd work, but that doesn't happen. I'll just say that doesn't happen. Mirrors also don't work for stopping lasers. Those are both myths. But particle weapons, anyways, because in an atmosphere, some of that radiation will just shower off and go in random directions. Oh, I love Armored Core. I'll probably play Armored Core 6 on this channel when it comes out. Because they irradiate everything around them, that makes a battlefield an incredibly hostile place for infantry, because like, if like your ally fires a particle cannon near you, you still die from acute radiation syndrome. If an enemy misses you with their particle weapon by several meters, you still die of acute radiation syndrome. So you can't really put enough radiation shielding on a dude, even with power armor. Radiation shielding, there's no real way to make better radiation. I just made you a mod because I just made random people who I remember and trust mods just in case. Nightmare. Anyways, and so this creates a scenario where like you can't give infantry radiation shielding even with power armor, because there's no like fancy way to make radiation shielding that's lighter or less dense. It's literally just put mass in between you and the radiation source. And so this creates a where you just can't have infantry on the battlefield. You just can't, because there's too much radiation flying around. But you could put enough radiation shielding on a small mech. And so that immediately justifies mechs in science fiction. That scenario. As you can see, my tracking freaks out a little bit when I take a drink of water. Alpha, beta, gamma is a simplified model of radiation. What we're actually talking about here is particle radiation. It would probably be roughly equivalent to beta radiation. Because beta radiation is very high energy electrons, and that's probably what you'd be shooting out of a particle cannon. Anyways, did my tracker just have me stick my tongue out there? I don't know why my tongue stuck out there. Well, like the second time I did it on purpose, but... Yeah, mechs actually make, like, perfect sense as construction tools. That said, I'd say that most mechs in science fiction are probably much larger than you'd ever need them to be. They're not too large as to be physically infeasible, like I said. Mobile suits in Gundam are fairly large for real robot mecha, and they're still just the same size as a modern 5th generation fighter. There's also another reason to use small mechs is one thing most people don't know, and which is elided usually even in the hardest science fiction, is that spacesuits require you to pre-breathe for them the same way you need to do if you're deep sea diving, which means it takes an hour to put the spacesuit on and an hour to take it off. If you just have small mechs with like a dedicated cockpit, you can just go in the cockpit and not worry about pre-breathing. So you could have mechs fight in vacuum environments instead of guys in spacesuits. But what if you're making giant cylinder colonies to slam into the Earth? That's kind of its own scenario. I'm not going to be discussing the nuances of Operation British today. I mean, mecha for vacuum use are just bottle suits, except they don't look like crap. I should totally get an Operation British emote. Keyword the bends. yeah, if you just try and put a spacesuit on without pre-breathing, you will actually die from the bends. So, I think that's introduction sufficiently out of the way. Let's go ahead and start... Oh. Hold on, Cetus, I'll mod you. I just wanted, because you weren't sure that was in fact your username, I didn't do it already, but... Thank you. Mildly unrelated, but the colors of your avatar are really popping off. Thank you! Favorite mobile suit? Sazabi Verka. It's just that with all the harassment flying around these days, I turned on verified phone numbers being necessary if you haven't been a follower for, I think, more than 10 minutes to talk and chat. Your model looks amazing. Thank you! Okay, I'm going to start up the game. Thanks. How long will the stream be? As long as I feel like. At least 4 hours. That's like something I decided is it's going to be at least 4 hours long. Also, yes, thank you for all the compliments to my model. Chiren Art did the model itself, and I actually did the rigging myself. Can y'all hear the game? Can y'all hear the music of the game? Because this was a problem we had, though we weren't sure. Can you hear it now? Sweet! Okay, I'll turn it down a little bit so it's not over my voice. I was listening to your music while playing the tutorial. Yeah, again, Last Key Music, I'm so proud of the music you made for me. What game is this? This is Phantom Brigade. It's a mecha strategy RPG. I guess I'll just do the default difficulty. I normally play games like this on hard, but like there's no default hard setting. There's just individual difficulty options, and I don't want to tinker with that. I've only played the demo. Oh yeah, I should put my model off in the corner of the screen so I'm not blocking a huge portion of the screen. That should be better. Yeah, I don't know why it misbehaves in this intro cutscene. It was doing that when we were testing, too.
Sorry to strap you in so early today, Lieutenant, but we'll have to cut our checks short.
I have not the best PC. Whoa, whoa, why is my model... Oh, I know why. I know why. I forgot to set my, I forgot to set VTuber Studio's priority up. Hold on, let me fix that. All right, I'm back. And hopefully the model should be less choppy now, because I actually have VTuber Studio running with the process priority elevated. So the game should not hog all the resources needed for VTuber Studio like it was before. I know the basic controls. Left click the unit to open the action list, run, left click in the world door.
Hey, Lieutenant. We're still installing the prototype in my rig, so don't hog all the action till I catch up.
Yes, it's not the most exciting test run of our new tech, but we've got people here counting on us, so let's move out. Whoa, what happened here? Probably just some damn rowdy civilians. HQ, this is Special Field Ops Team Bravo requesting immediate repair detail, over.
This is HQ. Negative, Commander. Repair detail busy until further notice. Stand by.
What could they be busy with? Well, let's see if we can't do a little more recon. Boot up that shiny new device Ops installed in your rig and we'll see what she's made of.
Oh no, I hope this training exercise isn't interrupted by some sort of surprise attack. Yeah, you and me both. You and me both. I like how they made a UI element that you'll never actually use outside of that 1 minute in the mission to start up the prediction system, even though it's just part of your UI.
I'll move to scout one side of the tower. If she's warmed up, you should be able to see where I'm moving and flank the opposite side.
You can zoom into the like mech side view, by the way. This game looks great on higher settings, but unfortunately I cannot stream and run it at high settings at the same time. I don't have the best PC. Vivi, what are your thoughts on the Phantom Brigade's mech style? It has one thing I really complain about, which is exposed actuators.
Check your prototype. If that tank even twitches,
it's like most mechs do this because, like, you know, Mechataku love the exposed joints and shit. But on any sort of robotics that has top rate outside, exposed actuators means it's going to get worn down horribly. And that just bothers me, just thinking about all the grit that's going to get in there and ruin the system, because I'm actually familiar with that kind of shit. Other than that, I quite like it. It's kind of Gundam-y. Kind of Armored Core, kind of Gundam. The big shields are very Gundam. They're a bit top-heavy. I don't really like the high heels. I'm not, like, the biggest fan of the high heels, but otherwise I do quite like them. Oh, they added actual lines to denote where the thing ends instead of just a vague fade in and out white circle. That's great. They added actual lines. They didn't have the actual lines in the demo. I also love the way mechs move, like the way he just slides when shooting the gun. It's amazing.
Good read on the tank. I'm hit, but just a scratch. What? I'm picking up multiple targets from the north. My God, this can't be right. Take cover! Take cover!
Oh, Kogias. Yes. I like Nightmare Frames from Kogias. There's the very funny thing that the escape pods that they're built around eject in the exact worst way for pilot survivability. Like, there literally isn't a direction they could have ejected in that would be more likely to kill the pilot or injure the pilot. You do not want to get flung backwards. You really don't want to get flung backwards at, like, a really sudden impulse. like those ejection pods do. Let's move back here.
This is no war game.
Commander, multiple contacts just appeared on our forward slope. Weapons ready.
Treat us hostile. This is not a drill. Intercept and protect the town. We're on our way.
Roger, heading out.
HQ, come in. HQ, do you read?
I mean, the most logical direction to do ejections in is upwards.
Pinned down by 2 treads. Returning fire.
Actually, forwards is actually the most survivable. It's just that most things with ejection seats have design considerations that prevent you from ejecting forwards.
Commander!
Yeah, forward and up. You want to do forward and up. I have no idea why the audio for the cutscenes is so poppy on my streaming. I'm sorry about that.
We have citizens to protect.
Oh god, Sazabi's head ball, yes.
Treads on approach.
That Amuro dunks like a basketball.
Whatever happens, let's meet at evac point R09.
I blame your sound card for that? Probably. Yeah, I like the shields. Shields are incredibly fun in this game because of something they don't like explicitly tell you, which is they tell you that when the mech has the shield deployed, its size/weight class, I don't remember the term it uses, goes up by 1. What it doesn't explicitly say there is that when 2 units crash into each other, only if one of them is a heavier weight class than the other, only the other one gets knocked down. And putting these together, this means you can shield bash enemies to the ground. Statistically speaking, them going, we've got civilians to protect, I think they mean we have uncountable war crimes to commit. Blah, 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 various tips. I'll do this the same way I did in the demo, which is have this guy go around. This guy will just go forward. When do they start shooting? I keep hitting escape to cancel. I'll have it put up the shield right before that guy starts to fire. And then this guy will get shot at from like a bunch of guys. But he has a gun that can shoot through cover anyways, so I'll have him go behind the house. And see, there are times, like they say we have civilians to protect, but there's no actual protect civilians objectives on this map. There are later. But that means that I don't actually have to care about any of these buildings, as you will see, because this gun shoots through buildings, because this gun can go through buildings. And let's go. Let's get a replay this up close. Yeah, this game looks amazing. It would look even better if I had full graphics on. There's like a lot of neat lighting and stuff on the higher settings. All right, let's get you, and let's immediately shoot you in the face. And that's when you start firing. What is your... Oh, your weight class is light, so I have every reason to simply walk over you. Well, that's a glitch. That guy will shoot at me, but as long as I move just like a little... crap, I keep doing that. Ah! But as long as I move just a little, he won't actually be able to hit me. Sometimes I've noticed you spend like a lot of time like doing little changes. And let's go. Yeah, if I replay, you can see where he just kind of punts where he just kind of shield bashes the tank out of the way. And also because I did a bunch of stuff with this guy, I want to show his... movement. Because it should be cool. Pulls out his pistol. Starts moving. Oh, I did get hit once. And then he pulls out his gun to shoot at the one guy who's on the ground already. Okay, you are literally right there, and I can just step over, and I can just step on you. I need to stop fucking doing that. Oh my god. I step there to step on him and then step back so as that guy can't shoot me. And then move back a bit to make sure that tank ends up in my optimal range when it rounds the corner. Go like that, and then shoot it with the pistol. And then shoot it with the pistol again. You can't normally schedule this many attacks. For some reason, the tutorial, the overheating mechanic is suspended, so you don't need to worry about anything overheating. And while that guy's firing, we'll have him block that. And immediately after, that guy starts shooting, and I'll have him block that. And I'll also have him move into that guy to crush him. I'll have him shoot at that guy, and we'll go. That's crashed but not destroyed. That is also crashed but not destroyed. That one immediately starts firing at him, so I'm gonna move him over to here. You will run over there. And when you get in with an optimal range, you will open fire with your shotgun. The initial overheat doesn't tank you though. It's the repeated one that makes you cry. Yes. Vivi, you sure like stepping on people. Yes, I do. I feel like denying the horny would be foolish at this point. I'm going to step on him again. And then keep moving just so you actually get out to optimal range to shoot at him. And let's not have the big laser guy do things. And now there's only that one guy that was crashed but not dead yet left. Yeah, whatever, that should be enough to finish the tutorial. You get more on the mech if they eject or you kill the pilot. Yes, I did enable my VODs to be saved.
Almost at the cliff. Go!
Yes, glitchy audio again.
If anyone can hear me, we have people counting on us to retake what they've taken from us. Even if we are the last ones left.
This cutscene is fine for some reason.
I can only hold this for 5 more seconds.
Yeah, it's very Titanfall.
All local time threads are converging. There's nothing more we can do here.
It's a little bit over-designed. But clearly just it's for like a one shot in the cutscene. Wait, this is literally just the reveal trailer? Yes.
By the time we realized what was happening, it was too late. We were at war.
Oh,
Border
yeah.
towns and cities were hit first. Communications cut, and residents chased from their homes.
In general, I think this game isn't very well optimized because there's games with
To this day.
there are games with better graphics that my PC does not struggle with as much.
Held down the capital.
Um,
Outmaneuvered and outnumbered.
but it's not unplayably poorly optimized, and the game still looks great on low settings, like as you can see.
Surrender had to escape. For years, the government has operated in exile. Along with the Home Guard, the remaining remnants of our country's military, they have been fighting tirelessly against impossible odds.
I'm gonna go get some water while this keeps
Can't do it
playing.
alone. We answer to no one, nothing but the call. And now, after years of training, preparing, waiting, the Phantom Brigade is coming home.
All right, I am back. Oh yeah, my model misbehaves when I'm like getting out of my chair and getting back in my chair. I hate that this is inverted. Hi Vivi, hi Astra. You may want to set an idle animation for when you leave. No, it's funnier if it just freaks out. It doesn't go to anything specific. Like if I get out of the chair right now. It's just whatever it last thought it saw. And now we're on the overworld map. This is very funny. This is very funny that the mechs don't animate here, because you will never see this animation of the mechs walking on their own on the world map again. But because it's just something they only used once, the mechs don't actually animate when they're moving here. They just sort of slide across the map. Felheim Base, once a mining facility, later retrofitted as an emergency storage depot. Then the invaders came, and like everything else, it fell into enemy hands. You're thinking it too, right? Asks your pilot, grinning. If we can capture the facility, we'd have a home base to fall back to, if we needed it. It would get us a foothold in the province and hit 'em hard while we're at it. It's an opportunity you can't pass up. The battles ahead will challenge you and shape the country's future. You need to take every advantage you can get. And it all starts with Felheim. Oh yeah, that's really funny that the bad guys are like never named as far as I can tell. It's very funny. I don't think your country is ever named either, although the regions within it are. It's very non-specific, which I don't really like. That's one of the main, that's what, if I had a main criticism of this game, it's that the story is inherently super weak because neither of the two factions are actually ever named. There's just no lore. It's just these two countries are fighting. These two, the blue nation and the red nation. Advance Wars has more lore. Yes, it does. Literally. Is that an intact crawler? I think we struck gold here. Finally a way to repair and refit these rusty mechs. I can't wait to take it for a spin. Bravo 1, we're seeing 2 mechs approach from the west, requesting immediate support. I'm getting a negative response on my IFF. Treat these walkers as hostile. Everything was peaceful until the Red Nation attacked, yes. When I played this in the demo, I didn't realize your mechs could crash into each other, and I had, like, my guys do a cross-up, and they walked into each other, and then they just spent the first turn of the mission lying on the ground. Earth Siege lore is rad, even though it's literally just 40k, but Butlerian Jihad. But the Butlerian Jihad is a thing in 40k, too. When are they going to make a Lancer SRPG that would literally own? There's like... I know there's a guy sort of trying to do that on itch.io, but... Yeah, there's a Lancer fan game. Oh, another criticism I'd have of this game is that, as far as I can tell, there's no way for you to select where your guys spawn, where your individual guys spawn. It just puts them wherever it feels like, which feels like a missed opportunity to me. Oh, that one's immediately moving up. To be fair, that is also how I deploy my units, just wherever. It would not change the outcome for me. Yeah, but that's for dweebs like you, Asta. That's why you've never beaten XCOM on the hardest difficulty. I've beat Xenonauts. I still haven't played Xenonauts, actually. If I go here and then wait, then that guy just sort of shoots the ground. Wait, no. It's... Okay, so the drag across the... Another objection I have about this game. The sort of drag across the ground thing you do for waiting to determine the length of the wait and the direction at the same time is intuitive, but since you're dragging across a 3D environment, sometimes the wait thing will get caught on things and you can't wait for as long as you want because it just keeps jumping between two values because of the convolutions of the 3D terrain. Wait until then, which is when he stops firing, and then come out. Let's just go to there. I can cancel the movement anyways. Oh yeah, that looks annoying. Yeah, it's really annoying when it happens. Other times it's really intuitive that you set the direction and duration of the wait with a single click. But then sometimes it just doesn't work. It just doesn't work. I don't see any openings to attack, so I just won't have any attacks going. And he fucking kicked to the tank. Yeah, I didn't time the shield correctly, so he just kind of kicked to the tank. Watch. He just kicked it into the building. You will continue up and then wait until he finishes firing. Well, actually, let's wait till just before he finishes firing, and then we can come out. and shoot him. The ability to replay is very nice. Yes, one feature this game really needs is an ability to replay the entire mission replay in real time when you finish the mission. That would be extremely cool. Oh, and now if you move while firing, it also has an extra display. That's cool. Okay, that's an improvement over the demo. It was really annoying to figure out exactly where it would be during all parts of your movement. And then we can sort of wait there until we're done firing. And move up a little to then shoot at that guy once I get into effective range. And I'm not in danger of overheating. Never mind, that guy's going to shoot back at around that time. So let's shield instead. And not move that far forward. And instead position ourselves like over there. Okay. Oh, he destroyed it. Sadly, I need to do a bit of shuffling around. We'll disappear for a bit, but be back later. Enjoy the game and stream. Sure. Bye. And there's my model freaking out while I drink water again. And you can just, as soon as you're done shielding, shoot that guy. But that guy's coming now. That guy is coming and will attempt to shoot me. I will charge into them both while the shield is up. And shoot that guy from behind. Oh yeah, directional damage matters. You're more likely to knock out or kill the pilot if you shoot them from behind. Let's right away start shooting at that guy. And then move around like this. Wait at least until the other guy isn't going to get shot at as well. And then we go. Bam! Knocked over. Let's see that shield bass up close. Yeah, and because I carried him with him, I did actually get shot a bit by friendly fire, but oh well. Move back a bit so you can shoot. That should not overheat. Okay, will get up and shoot at me. So I want to shoot first. I want to wait a bit, but towards the tail end of my shooting, I want to move back behind the building. Wait just a little for him to finish shooting, and then pop back out. And shoot at him again. But then I want to sort of dodge back behind the building when he starts shooting again. Okay, back on mobile. Cool, still in the tutorial. Yeah, the tutorial where it lets you actually play the game for real. Oh, he lost his arm. He lost his weapon. He just sort of standing there. So all that dodging was not necessary because he doesn't have a gun anymore. Yeah, shotguns are great. He's gonna overheat a little. And that guy just runs the fuck away. He just tries to run the fuck away. Let us pursue. Yeah, I don't know why he's not ejecting. Oh, he got knocked down. Ah, now he's destroyed. Normally, if enemies lose their weapons, they'll just eject. Salvage! Sites can store equipment and resources that can be recovered at no cost. Enemies can also yield loot. Recovering them will cost points from your salvage budget. This weapon is worth for recovering. Let's click here to take it. Blah, 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 yeah. I'll also take the torso and dismantle one of the arms into scrap. By recording stream or voice separate and streaming it at a higher priority? I don't know how to do that. I'll look into that. I'll remember to look into that for my next stream. The crew discovers an enormous, heavily fortified vehicle on the base. Inside, there's ample space to accommodate pilots and crew, complete with a bay to house mechs. It's creaky from disuse, but otherwise intact. You run your hand along the surface of its enormous tire treads, and at your side, an engineer breathes in awe. I never thought I'd see one of these in person. What a find! With this mobile base, you'll be able to take the fight out onto the road, striking the enemy when they don't expect it, and even outfitting your mechs in the field. This will take your campaign a long, long way. Mech customization. Speaking of voice, I have to say that you have a wonderful voice, very pleasant to listen to. Thank you. Thank you a lot. Here you can inspect every mech in your roster. Click this button to edit the selected unit. Yeah. I know how all this works. I could read it out loud, but I just make my throat get tired. I will give you the better torso because you're more likely to actually get shot than the guy with the shield. And the guy with the shield will get the better shotgun. You can repaint mechs too, but I'm not going to bother to do that because that would take forever. Maybe off stream. Here's a fun thing. Who wants to have pilots named after them? First come, first served. DJ fail. Oh my god. It's Fantastra. I'll probably put together a list to use for things like this at some point. Instead of just giving it to chat on first come first served basis, but as far as I can tell, the only mechanical differences between pilots are how much health they have. They're mostly interchangeable. Yeah, sci-fi monocle. There is also a way to hold on. Yeah, there's the workshop where you can build stuff where I don't see any buttons to bring up the screen. You just have to press you just have to know the hotkey as far as I can tell. Yeah, I can rename the mechs too. I thought it would just be more fun to rename the pilots instead of the mechs. Pilots are more expendable than mechs in this game anyways. But yeah, you can build parts, including building more mechs. I have a feeling my pilot will die. I'll try and keep you alive. Mostly because it really sucks to have a pilot die. And have your mech just be useless. But yeah, once I get enough scrap, I'll be building a third mech. Which was something I couldn't figure out how to do when I played the demo until the very end, and I didn't have time to build a third mech. Which is weird, because it feels like it expects you to have a third mech for some of the last missions in the demo, but it doesn't ever tell you how to build more mechs. I had to figure it out myself. And not only that, there is apparently no UI element that takes you to that screen. You have to press the F5 key. That's the only way to go to that screen. I believe I'm supposed to rest and resupply here. Oh, no. Well, whatever, I'll rest and resupply anyways. Hidden UI, yes. Technically, it's in my interest for Vivi to be bad at the game and get one of you killed so I can get the replacement. Yes, it is. And then you'll get killed because of me too. Oh, I didn't realize it was over and I wasn't doing anything. Okay. I do have a question on your model's pilot suit design. What? Was it inspired by Eva? Yes. You didn't notice all my goddamn overlays are the same color as the screens in Eva? Actually, speaking of, I just realized I never showed off the full thing. Check it out. I can take the jacket off too, but I don't know if that's like technically, if my outfit is technically against Twitch rules without the jacket. So I'm just going to do it briefly. Nope, that was the skirt. What? No, that was also the skirt. Okay, there. Now the jacket is off. I'm definitely not planning on taking the skirt off, because that's probably against Twitch rules. Yeah, there's just like a little bit of how the panties look underneath the skirt that I'm not like entirely sure about, with it showing out lines. Oh, Repose! Thank you for finally following me. Did you just realize you weren't following me? Let's move let's move back into the corner. Like I'm supposed to be. I'm not gonna lie, the zoomed out model makes me think you're gonna play Wii Fit or Connect Sports or something else like that. Well, there's no like leg tracking or anything. It still just tracks my face. It's like inferring the position of my body from the position of my face. There could be hand tracking if I set up hand tracking, but I haven't. You done an amazing job with the rigging. Thank you. Okay, now let's get back to the game. Do you have Elite Motion? No. But I probably will do that for when I get around to doing V2 of the rigging, because I learned a lot of new things in the latter steps of my rigging, and I want to go back and redo the rigging as a whole at some point. But I'm holding myself back from doing it so I don't burn myself out hard after how long I spent doing the rigging so far. It's weird how it sometimes doesn't register sticking out my tongue when I do stick out my tongue, but then it does sometimes register just because it sees my tongue in my mouth. I wasn't sticking out my tongue there. I was just opening my mouth. Was learning to do your own rigging a pain? Kind of yes, kind of no. It was definitely hard, but I enjoyed it. A fight at home. We can't go in there guns blazing as usual. This isn't a base or a battlefield. These are people's homes. That brings up a list of things to contend with. It doesn't matter if you liberate the civilians if they have nowhere to live after the smoke clears. Now comes the test of all your strategizing and training. That didn't stop you last time. You're right. But this time there's actual penalties if I destroy buildings, so... Well, certain buildings. I am so sneepy I have to go. Asta, you are always sneepy. That's like your major personality trait. You're just the sneepy girl. Sneepy little dweeb. I like the song. Very XCOM screen here. Impossible consequences from giant mechs destroying buildings impossible. True. But can you accidentally kill civilians with falling shell casings? I am not aware of any maps with like actual civilians walking around on them. Frampus, thank you for the follow. Let's just deploy. It's not like I actually have options.
devastation.
Did you see Hathaway?
Wanted for you.
Yes. And I agree. Every scene in that movie is amazing.
Born in a time of peace and prosperity.
It's one of the best Gundam things.
Of love among people.
Just like in general.
But the world is so different now.
I wish I could show it to people without them having to go through, like,
Patrol the
the massive backlog of Universal Century shit to understand what's going on.
Turn on neighbors. People disappear in the night.
The funniest thing about watching Hathaway,
They keep telling us this is temporary. That will
there are giant mechs fighting outside my door. Let me go outside to watch. Nothing can go wrong. Yeah. It's hard to give people a good starting point. There is a good starting point. It's fucking 079. When people ask for like a starting point to get into UC Gundam, they're like, they say like, how do I get into UC Gundam? It seems so complicated to get started. It isn't. You just watch the series in order.
someone, anyone.
You just watch the series in order. But people don't want to watch really old things. That's the real problem. Is people want this all the story of UC Gundam and all the background without having to watch anything old. But like 079 has aged poorly in some ways, but in other ways it's aged surprisingly well. Like it's really fast paced. Like 079 is a bit silly, but it's very fast paced. Unlike a lot of like old anime that runs for like 40, 50 episodes, it's actually very fast paced and a lot of stuff happens. And the characters are quite good. And then after 79, you immediately have Zeta, which has aged perfectly. There's nothing about Zeta that has aged poorly. It's still a masterpiece. It looks great. Its story is great. It's just the best. And then you have ZZ Gundam, which I hate. I just don't like ZZ. I'm one of the ZZ haters. I like 8th Mobile Suit Team. It is also I also think it's overrated. Oh, hi, Doof. I see you're standing IBO. I think ZZ is like, there are way too many detours to the story that don't add anything. Like the entire arc they spend on the that also some of which like clashes with previously established lore, like the weird colony where there's where it's been taken over by a cult that hates technology, and that doesn't make any fucking sense because we already got an example in Zeta of a colony where the whole thing desertified because the mirrors were misaligned. So how the fuck have they been living in there for years while being afraid of technology? How does that work? And also there's a villain introduced in that arc who becomes really important later, but otherwise that arc is inconsequential. And then you have Char's Counterattack, which is a masterpiece. And then there's Gundam Unicorn, which is meh, but at least the fights are good. And then there's Hathaway. That's all. You just watch the 3 main series. You watch Char's Counterattack. You watch Unicorn. Actually, you can kind of skip Unicorn, probably. Not a whole lot ends up happening in Unicorn in the end. Watch CCA for the blatant Star Wars sound effects everywhere? Yes. But also watch CCA for some of the, the ship designer for, Char's Counterattack took making realistic spaceships more seriously than probably any other ship designer the series has had. And in the, you can read the fan club book, and he talks about yeah, the soundtrack and the fights in Unicorn are great. Everything else is meh. The fan book does actually talk about the ships in Char's counterattack having proper radiators and deuterium bunkerage for the engines, deuterium and helium bunkerage for the engines, which the other ships in the series, like, sometimes they remember to put radiators on them, sometimes they remember to put adequate bunkerage on them. But that's also why I joke that Gundam is more realistic than The Expanse. In reality, they're actually about the same level of hard sci-fi. It just depends on what you care about more. Thoughts on Witch from Mercury? I love Witch from Mercury so far. I love it. Also, unlike 079, the ships aren't incredibly ugly. Yes. I'm really looking forward for season 2 of Witch from Mercury. I have to say also that rewatching Zeta is really funny, having watched Hathaway, because in that he's like, because there's like a whole arc where Hathaway shows up. What was the recommended Gundam show to watch first? The first one. The first one. The first show. Mobile Suit Gundam 079. Just start with the first show. It's not hard. You just watch the show. Like it's like people always ask how to start Gundam, and I'm like, just watch the shows in order. It's not hard. Yes, I got really close to the microphone for comedic effect. But anyways, watching Zeta after having seen Hathaway is really funny because Hathaway as a character appears for like the whole arc in Hong Kong, except he's like 5 years old. And it's really funny seeing this like innocent standard anime 5-year-old who, you know, grows up to be a terrorist leader. Like, I watched Zeta with friends, and we were making jokes the entire arc about how Hathaway's going to grow up to be a terrorist. And about how it's like, because at one point in the arc he gets kidnapped and held hostage by the Titans, and we were like, oh, that's why he becomes a terrorist later. The enemies will be more challenging from here on. Complete objectives quickly and use cover to avoid taking damage. Yes. Avoid using important civilian buildings as cover to protect them from damage. Destroy this alarm tower to halt enemy reinforcements. Yes. It's also very funny that Bright Noah has a mustache in Hathaway. I don't know why. It's really funny that that's like the one change to his design. Dude didn't change at all for the first 14 years of his life. Sorry, I mean, for 14 years of his life. He was 19 in 79, and Char's counterattack, he's 33, and he looks the same. He looks exactly the same. And then in Hathaway, which is like, I don't remember how many years later Hathaway is. He just has a mustache. So does that mean I can use the unimportant buildings as cover? Yes, as far as I can tell. Yay, ally! You actually get to control your allies in this game. Like, when missions spawn allied units for you, you get to control them, which is cool. I hate, see, they put him up on that hill to like snipe, but he doesn't have quite enough range to shoot anything from here. It's really annoying. And this is another reason I object to not letting you choose the guys where you guys set up, because it puts the guy without the shield in front of the guy with the shield. Why does it do that? And I'll just send the guy with the shield over to go shoot up the building. Wow, that got immediately destroyed. I see the missile. I see the missile that guy fired and it's still chasing him. Oh, I forgot to give this guy orders. Oops. Okay, well, I'll be off now. Good luck with the stream. Thank you for stopping by. Let's move that back until right before it will cause an overheat. To right when it won't cause an overheat. And then we can go. I shot off his legs! Ooh, I blew up the alarm station. I want to see that guy because I think the way he juked was impressive. Yeah, he turns around and he turns with the shield and blocks. You're at 70 now? Oh my god, what? I don't have the followers count up on intentionally. Like, so I don't get, like, bothered by it, but yeah. Holy shit. I guess I'm speed running Twitch affiliate. Pretty good first day. Yes, this is going, like, amazingly. I didn't expect it to be good as well. You can still sort of move with his leg shot off. He has to get up. Yeah, they don't get, like, totally crippled. Do you already have things like emotes prepared? No. No. I'm gonna have to go commission some. I didn't expect to be approaching affiliate status this soon. I guess the crossover of VTubers and Mecha science fans is bigger than we thought. Yeah, I'm surprised how many people have showed up and followed me just from, even when it was just the waiting room, I saw a bunch of follows happened. I feel like some kind of stepping emote will see a lot of use. Perhaps. That seems good. Do you like Armored Core? Yes. I love Armored Core and fully intend to play it as soon as it comes out. You get a better shield and a better marksman rifle. You can then pick other stuff to salvage. And we got reputation. Oh yeah, I played MechWarrior when I was a kid too. I don't remember which MechWarrior games it was. It was too long ago for me to remember which specific games it was. No, the legs are nicer. Oh, I know, you can salvage all of it. One of your pilots leaps down from their mech, face flushed from the heat of battle and the high of victory. Let's prove these Liberator rumors true, they call out, raising cheers from the rest of the crew. A grueling journey lies ahead of you, but the role of hope cannot be forgotten. It has sustained the civilians this long, and under these conditions, perhaps it can sustain you too. If you can secure this province, what's stopping you from taking back your homeland? With your recent efforts, for now the civilians are safe. However, your numbers are too small to permanently hold the area. Ensuring the people's continued safety means calling in the Home Guard forces before the invaders can reoccupy. You've built up enough momentum to contest the province and take back control. When you deliver the news to your crew, they buzz with a mix of anticipation and nerves. This was always your goal. You might be a small rebel unit, but with your prediction tech, you could help turn the tide of a war. One of your pilots falls heavily into a seat. Their grin at odds with their posture. Then let's do it, they say. Liberation. As a guerrilla force, you can't hold territory against the enemy forces on your own. The village you've liberated today won't stay that way for long, especially if the enemy has dispatched a new garrison. To advance the homeland's liberation, you will need the help of the Home Guard. The chin neck parts of your model remind me of some Code Vein stuff. They're actually based off Signalis. The very dead Home Guard who lost the war in like a week or something. No, there are remnants of them. Contest the province to call in the Home Guard. Home Guard will engage the enemy, tying them down and giving you opportunities to strike at key objectives. Distracted, the enemy won't be taking sites back. The village you have liberated will be the least of their worries. Hold on, I'm gonna, access my throat a bit. It's getting a bit tired. Okay, back. To be fair, I wouldn't be surprised if Code Vein's models were based off other things. Signalis is a more recent game than Code Vein. Contest the province to call in the Home Guard, yeah. You can see the state of the island and enemy forces above. The province will be liberated if the enemy forces are depleted, and lost if Home Guard forces run out. Objectives will be designated by the Home Guard throughout the conflict. Take them out to weaken the enemy's power. Get this, the commander the Home Guard's been after, his patrol just broke down. Your scout points to a location on the map. Now's the time to mount an ambush. Upon hearing the news, one of your pilots begins nervously drumming their fingertips against the control panel. If we hit him hard now and manage to get their commander, he won't be able to lead troops back into the villages. They say, their tapping intensifying. We free the people for real. Yeah, there's probably shared influences there somewhere. What game now? I need a spelling of that to peek at. I'll type it. Ooh. I forgot to refit. Luckily, I can do it here. Should I ever become a VTuber, my model will be a rotating cube. It will just start like an audio visualizer when I speak, and that's all. Oh, so Ramiel VTuber? CubeTuber. Having a positron beam would be cool. But I want missiles. Rebels are clinging to rumors about a Phantom Brigade. What? It skipped. You know how you could represent VTubing while being a system? Have like eye or hair color changes that you can do. Whack-ass crystal prison tuber. Concussive damage depletes pilot health. A pilot will be knocked out when this bar reaches 0. Concussion damage is doubled for hits from the back. Once the VIP is eliminated, prepare to retreat. To retreat, move your units here and plan a retreat action. Chase after this dweeb and shotgun him in the back. And then just go ahead and ram into him. You can run along and also shoot at the guy. In fact, you can shoot from the very first frame. And then also shoot there. And then we'll wait for that guy to stop shooting. And then move up like there to shoot at the other guy. He'll overheat a little, but who cares? I think. Our ideal representations vary fairly significantly, so we all have different ideas for aesthetics, but it's not a bad compromise. Yeah. Goddamn 70s ass wiring. Okay, let's go. God, I love how the mechs move around. Oh, the pilot's already concussed. Command, we just lost our VIP. Requesting commission to fall back. Over. It's not very nice to see ramming be so usable in a game. Yes. There are melee weapons too. See, it wants me to retreat to 8, but this mission is not hard to just beat whoever shows up, like including this guy. So let's just do that. In fact, we can move behind this guy. And shoot him from behind. You start shooting like immediately, so I'm gonna like immediately run there for cover. It's not quite far enough. Down. Yeah, go there. And then we can wait until you stop firing. Before hopping back up. And shooting you again. Nope, it would need to be like here. Or I can actually get a line of sight on you. And then we can go. Oh, it killed the pilot. More enemies just means more salvage, right? Yes, exactly. Oh, I got a really nice sniper rifle for some reason. And I can recover all of this. After a victory like that, you're no doubt on the invading army's radar. Good. Hopefully eliminating a key target in the province will wither their resolve. These invaders should know that the Phantom Brigade is here, and here to stay. Your crew, expectant, gathers around you. You look each of them in the eye and take a breath, encouragement ready on your tongue. Recall for aid? On the other side of the province, things aren't good. Home Guard's comms are harried. Ambush, heavy losses surrounded. They need your help, and need it now. Battles will break out in contested provinces. Aid the Home Guard to turn the tides, but don't take too long or the province will be lost. Those look better, so I'm switching them out. Had a bad habit in some games of just deliberately stalling or forcing reinforcements to spawn just to get more drops, loot, salvage. Hey, that's not a bad habit, all right? It's not a bad habit, it's how you're expected to play a lot of various RPGs. Yeah, it is. And that means I actually have enough to build my third mech frame. Let's try giving this guy a marksman rifle instead. And then when will that mech frame finish? 10 hours? Yeah. Let's go back to the world map and go close to the site, but we're actually going to just wait until the mech frame's done before starting this fight. Huh, there's something else there. Oh, huh. There's another mission there. Cool. That wasn't in the demo. Cool. That mech is done. Oh, but it needs to... and now it needs to be equipped. I don't actually like sniper rifles in this game. What kind of game is this? A sort of strategy game. Kind of RPG-ish. I'd like call it a chat RPG in the terms of what kind of game it is. I don't have any other secondary weapons to give it other than a shield, the new one. It looks very funny like this, don't you agree? Just without any equipment on its arms or legs. Let's actually give this one a paint job. With that, actually, that will look different from the other one that is already sort of yellow. Yeah, that's nice. It's a shame about sniper rifles. Yeah, I find in this game maps are often not large enough to make use of sniper rifles. Marksman rifles already struggle with enemies being inside their minimum range. And sniper rifles have it worse. I'm gonna take a bio break just really fast before I start the next mission. You played this game a lot before streaming it today? I played the demo when it came out. Now that idle freeze almost looks like it being yoinked away by like a magnet is great. There's, I don't know if you know Nightmare Alpha, but there is in fact a MLRS gun you can get. Is it fully released? Yes. I have a feeling it's probably possible to make snipers work. I know there's like mods you can get. I forget what they're called. Subsystems that will actually decrease the minimum range on a weapon. And I feel like getting that on a sniper would actually make it really good. But I'll actually just take a sniper to the next mission so you can see how much I struggle getting stuff in the correct range. It's a very good game. I'd strongly recommend it. And now we will go in and do this mission. You're just in time. The battlefield is a desperate blaze of crossfire. We can hold them with the railguns, but not for long. Railguns! You get to customize the truck, not as far as I know. We can hold them with the railguns, but not for long. Do y'all want to hear the railgun rant? Do y'all want to hear the railgun rant? I don't see any replies. Oh, it took a bit to catch up. It was just taking a bit to catch up. Okay. Okay, so railguns are sort of all the rage in sci-fi this past decade, in large part because of the U.S. Navy's railgun program becoming like public knowledge and showing footage from it of like it firing things at impossibly high velocities and stuff like that. What knowledge seems to have not filtered to the general public yet is that about 2 years ago, the railgun program was completely scrapped. The Navy basically concluded that not only are they not viable weapons with present-day technology, but they're probably just not workable weapons at any point in the future. The conclusions of testing such a weapon system were, like, extremely negative. And so just because this is knowledge that just hasn't filtered out to the general public yet, if you're including railguns in your sci-fi, you're like already dating your sci-fi. So the reason railguns don't really work very well as weapons is, first off, at the present time, there's really no need for a weapon that shoots projectiles that fast. You actually get worse performance with a kinetic penetrator going above around 2 kilometers per second than at 2 kilometers per second until you get up to ludicrously high speeds, where the sheer kinetic energy is enough that you could have shot like a ball projectile and it would have done more damage. But if you're shooting at a speed where the shape of your projectile actually matters, then there's no real point in going faster than 2 kilometers a second. At least not against armors that exist today. The second is that it turned out that the rail wear, like the wear on the rails and the heating of the rails, was much worse than initially expected, to the point where the U.S. Navy is like, we have no idea how we'd actually make rails that can withstand continued use instead of just breaking after a dozen or so shots. We have no idea how we do it now. We have no idea how we do it at any point in the foreseeable future. So you can't really make a railgun that doesn't destroy itself, at least not with like present-day technology or at any point in the future. And even running the math on some sort of like super materials, you still end up with like really bad problems in that regard. And the silly thing about that is, if you still want a weapon which uses electromagnetic fields to accelerate a projectile with super high velocities in your fiction, just put a coil gun in instead. Put a coil gun instead of a railgun. That's the sister concept to a railgun, which is actually older, but the engineering challenges involved in the coil gun were sufficient that people looked at railguns first, which turned out to be a mistake, because railguns don't really work. Coil guns, instead of using 2 rails where the projectile forms a short between them, and why did my Twitch chat die? Yeah, my Twitch chat was dead for a bit. I didn't see. Yeah, so effectively a mix of of demand for its niche and insufficient materials to make the downsides worth it. Yes. If you like the concept of shooting a projectile at extremely high velocities with electromagnetic force, there's actually a better gun for that, and it's called a coil gun instead of a rail gun. Like I was saying, it's an older concept. People came up with it first. A railgun works by the projectile forms a short between the two rails, and then Lorentz forces basically push of the current flowing through the projectile basically force it out at high velocities. A coil gun, what it works like instead is along the barrel you have a series of magnetic coils, and basically the first coil pulls the projectile along until it gets up to it, and then once the projectile reaches that coil shuts off and the next coil turns on to pull it forward again, and that keeps happening with each successive coil until it's like slingshotted out of the barrel at high velocity. This avoids the engineering problems of a railgun. First off, it's way more energy efficient, so there's way less heating. And also this means that per energy you put into the gun, the projectile will actually come out faster. For a given amount of energy put into a single shot, a coil gun will launch a projectile at roughly twice the speed a railgun does, while also heating up the barrel much less. And the second is, since the projectile never actually touches any of the magnetic coils, it's being pulled between them. There's no rail wear, like in a railgun. There's no wear you need to worry about. The problem with a coil gun, and the reason why people didn't explore those first, is that switching those coils on and off at the right times requires some like pretty fast circuits, because again, you're talking about a bullet going like on speeds on the order of like several kilometers per second, and you need to, with the correct timing, switch magnetic coils on and off as it passes through them. Some people will cite this as a reason why coil guns are not viable weapons. They are living in the 20th century. Your phone's circuits can switch fast enough to do this. It's like totally fine. It's totally achievable to make circuits that do that. You just need some fancy circuitry. But it's totally achievable. And the conclusion of that is that coil guns are, like, if you're going to do science fiction and you want a weapon that works like a railgun is typically portrayed, you just use a coil gun instead, because it's better. Most people want to know the difference between railguns and coil guns. Yes. Except railguns are not viable weapons and coil guns are. Coil guns don't sound as cool as railguns. I mean, yeah. Yeah. Anyways, let's actually start the fight, because I'm done ranting. What's a funny thing is, people assume the Mac cannons, the like big guns on the UNSC ships in Halo, are rail guns, but they're actually canonically coil guns. Wait, how do I add another guy? How do I add my other guy? What? Would there be a safety concern if the magnets were ever tripped in catastrophically poor timing? I'm thinking about it. Vivi, I'm disgusted that your community is already using the term Halo pilled. Oh god, plasma weapons. I have a separate plasma weapon rant. But we're gonna have to wait until at least after this mission. I can't think of anything that would cause a safety concern if the coil gun's magnets were tripped in the wrong timing. It could theoretically cause the weapon, the projectile, to get rammed into the back of the gun, but it wouldn't be going at full speed like it would be going out of the end of the barrel. The storage energy in the power cell is more dangerous than the safety concern. Yes. Yes, anything that is capable of discharging power fast enough for a coil gun or a railgun is either very big or very explosive. I am so confused. How do I add it? Kurosami, thank you for the raid. Classic ammo racking concerns then, I suppose. Yes. I'm currently trying to figure out how the fuck I get my actual third mech actually. Oh, Sebi X Asura, thank you for the follow. I suppose I should explain. Hi, my name is Doc Vivi. I'm a mad scientist VTuber. I'm a real life computer engineer and pursuing a PhD in biochemistry. I play strategy and management games, and I also have ideas for other streams based around science and painting miniatures and stuff. There might be a limit for this mission. I'm gonna assume that's what's going on. We anti-stan the Master Chef and Courtney here. That said, the way plasma weapons would work, if they worked and they don't, would be more like railguns than coil guns. In fact, the real concept for a plasma weapon that was tested is actually called a plasma railgun. But it didn't work. It didn't work. So let's have these guys sort of retreat. In fact, I'm going to have this guy immediately dash. And then when he gets to the right range, I'll shoot at that guy. I like Halo. I like Halo too. Hey, I like Halo. I like Halo. Calling people Halo pilled or Halo cells is it's like a joke about a certain kind of person more than about the quality of the Halo games. That'll cause a little bit of an overheat, but oh well. Caseless ammunition. Fuck you, telescoped is better. Okay, so like, when I talk about how unwieldy the sniper rifle is, notice how big that minimum range is. It tends to be really hard to get guys in that like narrow circle of viable ranges for the sniper rifle. Maybe I'll hit him through the building there, I guess. And I'll start moving him up. Oh, huh. He's about to hop over the building. When he's doing that, I'm going to shoot him with a sniper. Ooh, there are missiles right there. He shot missiles at me. Remy also mentioned that he found snipers not that useful. Yeah, I can believe it. It sucks because I like taking sniper guys in games. I'll have that guy sort of chase him around like that. Shooting at him from a side angle. It's actually accuracy is what it means by optimal range. Railguns, beam weapons, and marksman rifles are sadly more useful than sniper rifles. Yes, I think marksman rifles are just the better sniper rifle in this game. Sniper rifles are too long range for the size of the maps. Well, let's have you move to intercept and possibly, like, shield bash him down. Let's see how this works. Oh, he missed the sniper. The one chance he had to, like, properly use it. Oh, he didn't quite ram him. No. Looks confusing for just one turn. Yes, it gets really... Yes, this game gets really confusing sometimes. Decided to torture the Halo cells in the Discord. Congrats on debut, Vivi. Thank you. Oh, and did Ziggy follow? I didn't notice. Hi, Ziggy. This guy is getting pelted with rockets. I'm just gonna wait there. The Discord link in your about seems to be invalid. I will fix that. Right now, actually, I can go ahead and fix that real quick. Today's the first day I've heard Halo cells, so I'm going to have to lurk in interesting places and cackle. Oh my god, Cetus. Okay, the Discord link should be fixed. Halo pilled railgun cell. Yeah. It's a joke from the Tough SF Discord. That I decided to run with. Alright, let's go. Oh, that guy already died. Oh, and that killed the pilot there too. Go ahead and just get that guy running over to there. And you can just start running for the guy with the sniper. You can also start running for that guy. And so can you. Will he fire at some point? Yes, he will. For when that happens, I will shield to block the sniper rifle shot. Wait, your model doesn't have human ears and cat ears, right? That's a sin. It does. You can barely see the human ears, though. Oops, I accidentally hit replay. But yeah. We're gonna run for that guy. And yep, he blocked the sniper rifle shot. You will not escape, dweeb. Oh, he's trying to run the fuck away. I will not allow this. Wait, now he tries to shoot me. You boost to there. And then start running towards that guy. No, that probably gets blocked by the building, but there's no reason not to shoot. That, and also you don't get any benefit from... so before I stepped out, I heard plasma weapon missions. I'm guessing the issue with them is range and the inability to get plasma to not spread out as it travels. That is correct. Notably, the idea of like a self-sustaining toroid with like a self-sustaining magnetic field, that's physically impossible. There is a mathematical proof that you can't make self-sustaining plasmoids. It is also the fact that there's no particular reason why you would want to shoot plasma at somebody instead of an ordinary physical projectile. Like, making it plasma doesn't really give you any advantage. Oh, Remy! Hi! Hi! Thank you! Thank you! Hi, Remy. Yeah. Like, it's great to turn your target into plasma. In fact, that's what filamenting lasers do, is they actually turn the target into non-thermal plasma, which explodes, like, kinetically without actually heating anything up. I hate this guy running the fuck away this whole mission. Let's wait until he stops firing. And then we can step out and hopefully hit him with the sniper. Yeah, so when I mentioned filamenting lasers and how they work, a filamenting laser is a laser that is a pulse laser that delivers its energy in less than a picosecond. And at that rate, not only is there not enough time for heat energy to transfer between molecules by conduction, like there is with an nanosecond pulse laser, there isn't any time for the energy to transfer from the electrons of an atom to its nucleus. So what applying all that energy over such a short time does is, instead of heating up the atoms at the surface of the target, it just rips off their electrons and sends them flying away, which converts the target into a non-thermal plasma, because you have a bunch of atoms that suddenly no longer have any electrons. And they're very positively charged, and positively charged stuff repels each other. So that electrostatic repulsion forces them to explode violently. It's called a Coulombic explosion. Oh, DJ Fail, for reference, when Cetus talks about getting a new PC, he means to, like, have a PC at all. His PC broke. Now let's see if all of them opening fire on this guy finally takes him down. Oh, thank God. Oh yeah, yeah. I told you not to play Skyrim because it's a bad game, as just like a joke. But then the game ended up overheating your computer and like actually destroying it. Yeah. Yeah, I remember this. For some reason, your fans wouldn't turn on unless you manually turned them on. And Skyrim crashed your PC. And after you booted it back up, you forgot to turn the fans back on. Let's take those. Bye, Lightning. Hope to see you again. I really am going to get affiliate as soon as I meet the requirement for how long you've streamed, huh? Out of the fire. The Home Guard commander thanks you for heeding their call, but the air still feels tense. One last run, the Home Guard commander says, clapping you on the shoulder. You sense this is the beginning of a relationship. Neither the brigade nor the Home Guard is alone in this war. As you liberate more provinces, your reputation with the army will come in handy. Before the storm. Silence commands the mobile base, with each scout, mechanic, and pilot staring down the map in the command room. Before you can reclaim the province, one last fight awaits you. A marker hovers over the site of the enemy base, the largest military installation in the region. The Home Guard alerts you that they're on their way, the crackle of the comm startling 3 of your crew out of their thoughts. Together, you will strike as a single unit. Everyone dashes to their stations, only the most necessary words passing among them. The base lurches into motion, the hope of victory and liberation propelling you forward. Right, you can't actually re-equip your guys when they have damaged parts. I want to join Xeon. Yes, we all know you're a Xeon stan, Cetus. You cheered when Operation British happened and when we were watching The Origin. Hi, Sylvie. Oh, yeah, here's a fun thing. If you open the base menu when the thing is moving, it actually shows it moving in the animation. Oh, and I missed you following, Phoenix Zix. So this is the one with the machine gun. I think I'll give it the heavy. Oh, wrong one. Now let's restore the paint scheme. BTW VV, do you plan to eventually play Nebula as they had a faction update? Yes. Yes, I do, actually. I might actually be doing that with another VTuber. Hot pink clearly suits the mech. Vivi, what game do I need to get to play with you? I don't think you're going to stream Darktide. Nebulous would be a good one. Especially because that game is normally 4v4. So I could invite people to play 4v4. Let's actually make the red one hot pink. Let's give this guy the marksman rifle. They do. I just figured it out. They do have an option to do it on all the same color. It took me a bit to figure it out. But yes, it's now pink. Do I give you the nice? I do. I have 4 pilots. I played this NW2 server and there was 6 years of arguments about what color mauve was because a single source book said Seekers of Candlekeep wore mauve. Yeah, I'll give him the nice torso. I feel like eventually your squad will look like Power Rangers at this rate. Good. You get access to thrusters now, right, Vivi? Yeah. Mauve is E0 is E0 B0 FF, end of discussion. Oh geez, 4-hour mark already went by. Technically, yeah, because I started up the waiting room beforehand, but otherwise it's still only been 3 hours. I've only actually been streaming for 3 hours. Leave them alone for more than a couple seconds and they'll absorb all the damage you deal out like it's nothing. A home guard scout reports as you near the enemy base. We've been focusing on one mech at a time in order to take them down. Worrying news, but forewarned is forearmed. Your crew is disciplined enough that you note their reaction only in the pilot's exchanged glances. You run through a final check with your crew. This will be the greatest challenge the brigade has faced so far. Preparation is everything. You're doing amazing. Thank you. I think it was mostly because the manly men wizards didn't want to wear pink, the cowards. I'm gonna Google this. I don't see any answers as to why I can't bring more guys. I'm gonna like not bring the hot pink mech this time, unfortunately. As I would like to bring the new one. I did. I have 3 frames. Oh, Deezer followed. Thank you, Deezer, for the follow. Psi operator, if it didn't have a frame, I couldn't equip a torso. Were you able to bring 3 mechs at any of the tutorial missions? Yeah, I think it might just be a limitation for the tutorial. Priority info from Home Guard. Enemy stronghold has a generator powering perimeter turrets. Advise knocking that out for an easier fight. Echo Whiskey assets are degrading enemy comms. Recommend we mop them up before reinforcements arrive. This is Magistrate Actual. Radio check over. Any call sign, copy my last. Requesting backup immediately. We have contact with the Walker Squad. The location is protected by turrets. Turrets will scan the area and fire on any units in range. Stay out of cover to avoid damage. Yes, Steeger followed. I don't always notice the follow alerts. But when I notice the name has changed, I say, like, thank you for the follow to whoever followed. Destroying this generator will disable turrets. Try using the Home Guard's mech's long-range beam to do the job. This Home Guard unit has a powerful melee weapon. To melee, select a destination and the mech will fly towards it, striking targets in its path. Yeah, I'll have him move to there and machine gun that guy. Yeah, okay. So it is the tutorial. So it is the tutorial limit. You are the melee guy, and since they start, I'm gonna sort of move out until they start shooting, till right before they start shooting. And then I'm going to dash in order to avoid enemy fire. But then I will immediately turn and melee you. And then do a bit of moving again. Nope, that will crash. You, as always, will just move straight up. Move there so they can't shoot at you. And as soon as you come in, he comes into range fire. And we're actually going to want to step back to keep him in optimal range. And then briefly, and then wait. Actually, oh no. They're shooting a lot of missiles this time. Oh, he can actually hit it from here. See, I'll just have him immediately shoot the generator. Let's replay that so you can see this. So y'all can see the melee up close. And that guy's continuing to fire at that guy. You lost your arm. I should go a little bit further out so you can do this. Yeah, his arm got chopped off by the melee. And then after doing that, we're gonna run the fuck away. Not back to there. You will sort of chase that after that guy. And shoot at him a little. And then when you're done shooting at him, you will turn and block the turret. While retreating back, you will simply shoot at that again. In between firing, you will... this is a brutal stage. Bravery only matters for the living. Yeah. This was like kind of hard in the demo, as I remember it. Oh, you're gonna overheat super hard if I do it like that. I'll have to do that to keep him from completely overheating. And let's go. Oh my god. He took so many missiles there. Oof, you took a lot too. How did that happen? At least the turrets are down now. Yeah, you got wrecked. How did you get wrecked? I wasn't paying attention there. Oh, missiles. I wasn't paying attention. That guy fired a bunch of missiles at him. Oh, he lost his legs. Well, that was non-ideal. Let's just shield as soon as you have a chance to actually get up. Well, let's just have that guy reposition real quick. Oh, thank God that the shield that he managed to block with most of that with the shield because I told him to get up and use the shield. Okay. Okay, what happened to you? I need to make sure. Yeah, you shot that guy like I wanted you to, some. Nothing in particular happened to you. Let's have you immediately dash out of the way. Oh, amusing. We can dash all the way up to there. Not very useful, though. This is a tanky shields. That missile dude is a main, though. Yeah. Let's try and shoot that guy as he runs away. We will melee that guy and then move over to there. And at some point when we are once again not in risk of overheating, we will fire a missile. Like the rest of his buddies are getting cut down. Missile dude is like, how about another 10 missiles into that armor of yours, buddy? Yeah, he's done so much more than anyone else. Let's just have that guy move up that way. I think everyone has their orders. Okay, that guy finally got shot enough to make him crash. That guy's missing his legs and one arm, and he's still fighting. Just in case that guy does actually manage to hit. Wait, stop there. Yeah, when that guy starts to pull around the corner, I can shoot at him. That might result in a little bit of friendly fire, but who cares? Yeah, after I finish the tutorial, I'll probably... I might close the stream. Nah, I'll keep going for another hour. I said 4 hours. My throat is getting more tired than I expected. I was planning on like going for like a long time tonight, but my throat is starting to get tired, so I'll just keep going for another 45 minutes or so, probably. And we'll go ahead and execute this. Ah, crap, the pilot got concussed. From that hit with the missile to the back. That tank did get taken out. So I'll just let him... So I'll have him sort of walk forward. Oh, that guy finally ejected. Oh, fuck. Those missiles, god damn. Yeah, I gotta get more used to talking for a long time before I try and go for marathon streams, I guess. Okay, now there are no enemies left. We just need to wait for reinforcements to show up. Missiles are really annoying because they come at weird vectors. They're hard to stop with shields and stuff. I don't suppose there's any form of point defense or anything. Not that I know of. I'm going to have the machine gun guy jump up onto that building and then down onto that building with the dash function. You will simply wait here. And you will continue over to that building. There they are. They are the enemy reinforcements. That'll overheat, but whatever. I'll allow that overheat to happen. I'm actually just going to eject. Maybe take some pot shots and then eject? Yeah. Nah, it doesn't have a straight line of sight on anything, so I'm just going to eject because, like, look at that. Upper body health. You lost all your Eisenhorn novels to a girl that ghosted me? Oh no, that's awful. I'm gonna not walk into that. I appreciate the mercy in saving me, yeah. I should go all the way around there because we can't afford to get hit. Is no one going to bring up that in one mission the debrief praised you saving civilians, but in the mission you used the pedestrian penetrator 900 the second it was an option? What was that explosion? I can't figure out what the explosion sound was. This is a weapon for good, says Ray, holding the Youngling Slayer 3 times Prestige Gold Edition. We'll just go ahead and ram that guy. And once you reach that destination, you will fire the laser at that guy. No, that guy was heavy, so they ended up both falling over. The football tackle and the shotgun. Until the gun is done firing and then move up against that building. Ooh, dead. Yes. It's crazy watching the beam cannon unit just drill a hole into the other guy. Well, yeah, we can replay it, yeah. And he'll just shoot through the building. And you will move there and wait. Wait, why would I wait? I have a shield. Stop all firing. And then just run straight through that guy. Let's move back behind part of the building that isn't destroyed yet. Just sort of making a point to destroy as much of this city as possible, really. Actually, this is a military base. It's fine. Just drilled straight through him because he wasn't moving. Oh, he's not dead yet. Just sort of keep standing there, I guess. Okay, now he's dead. Oh, hey, there's battle happening in the background. I just noticed. It'd be cool if at the end you could do a real-time recap. Yeah, I mentioned that near the beginning of the stream. I wish you could do that. I need to figure out what to salvage. Most of this will probably just scrap. Word of victory brings contagious joy. Even your most stoic mechanic breaks into a teary grin upon your return from battle. When one of your pilots does a celebratory shuffle in their mech, wait, we've already seen this. A free head mark. In the days following the victory at the base, Ace, celebrations erupt across the province. The brigade is offering a special place in a small village parade. Your mech's leading a procession of farm trucks and horses. There seems to be no end to the gifts of farm-fresh homemade treats. Your sweet-tooth pilot can't bring themselves to turn down a single cobbler or strudel and will almost certainly be contentedly ill by the night's end. The villagers want to know the brigade's stories, who your families are, and what provinces you call home. Just as they're not only people to save, you're more than soldiers. With headmark secure, you can advance into the next province. But now that the enemy is aware of the Phantom Brigade's presence, the fights ahead will be more challenging. Tread carefully. Patrols. Patrols roaming the provinces ahead will pursue and engage you on sight. While not formidable, patrols are not always worth engaging. Consider upgrading the Ace to outrun, stun, or outmaneuver them. The escalation level rises with every attack and every hour spent in hostile territory. As the level increases, fights will be more difficult. Consider retreating to Headmark to lay low and resupply if things get too hectic. Onward. How you proceed next is up to you. Invest resources in upgrading the base, Ace, or into building more mechs. Contest the province immediately, or explore sites like the workshop first. There are many paths to victory. Oh, now the workshop button appears. The mobile base, yeah. And upgrades. You can spend resources to expand the capabilities of the mobile base in many different ways. Abilities to cloak the base to outrun the enemy, or to outright stun them, are but a few of the options available through upgrading. VV to best, kicking all the mech's ass, yes. Huh, okay. That's all movement. This adds more mech slots. That increases repair speed. Increases storage capacity, radio uplink. I see. Not that I can actually afford any of these upgrades yet. Or maybe I scrap some stuff. Lots of paths to explore, though. Plenty to do in future streams. Yeah. I think I think I will actually probably end the stream here. I'll be here tomorrow at 4 p.m. CST, 1 hour later than this stream started. Because it's nearly 7 o'clock, and like I said, my voice is getting tired, and I feel like this is probably the best place we're gonna get to leave off. I thank you all for turning out. I never expected this much turnout for my streams. I'm so happy to see all of you here and supporting me. You have lots of talent. Keep at it. Thank you. Same game tomorrow? Yeah. My plan was for everything this week was I have 2 other streams planned this week, both of this game. I have so many tabs open with science terms you brought up to research. Yeah, that's honestly kind of what I was hoping to do with this streaming was like talking about science, especially related to games, and like conveying that knowledge to people. I have more rants. I have a lot more like stock rants. I have the genetics doesn't work that way rant. I have the photosynthesis doesn't work that way rant. Science about weapons. Yeah, well, in a game like this, that's what most often comes up. You should play Children of a Dead Earth. Yes. Yes, I do intend to at some point play Children of a Dead Earth. Yeah. I'm not sure if any more of them will come up in this game, but I do have a lot more rants. Thank you all for showing up. I think it's time to end the stream. I don't exactly have a stream ended screen anymore yet, so I'm just gonna kind of end it abruptly. So bye.